Yo, this is Can You Beat Plants vs Zombies with only PvZ1 plants? I know, high challenge. Let's go. I'm recording this at 9 p.m. at night because sometimes, I just kind of be like bored like that, you know what I mean? This is as ever gets uploaded, which is like very debatable, as if I'm in the morning and I wake up from where I've done and like, you know, you specifically know. And you know what I know, because we know. So like the whole red button, blue button debate thing where it's like, oh, 50% fucking more on the blue, and everyone survives. Pick red, you survive. Whatever the debate is, right? Why are we having that debate when we can talk about which is the most crackable Plants vs Zombie plant? Like, you notice how like the zombies like dead people, right? Notice how Jeffrey Epstein isn't here. I missed a whole season of Invincible the last time I recorded. I know. I was just too focused, bro. I was too focused on Invincible, even though it came out only once a week. And Grand Regent Thrag, I never called you a fraud, bro. I never called you a fraud, bro. I was glazing the fuck out of you because I actually read the comics. And did you know that spoiler warning? Put a major fucking spoiler warning, right? Major fucking spoiler warning. Mark Grayson is actually invincible. I know. A fucking truth nuke. Truth nuke. And now you might ask me, yo, microwave head, why the hell are you just disappearing for 2 months on end? And my question is like, you're not entertaining enough, bro. You're boring. You bore me. Unless you're subscribed and then like, I'm just like I'm like a dad, I was like getting out for milk. We were out of milk, you know what I mean? And don't worry, I will never be outed for anything bad. I will never be outed for anything bad to do, because I'd never do anything bad, right? And that's like what they all say, but like, if you think about it, like, logically, I'm the one good one. I'm the one good influencer, which, if you get famous, will never turn bad. Because, like, if I'm being honest, if I get famous, that's kind of like, I already started out bad. Like, I started out saying stupid things. Like, I'm a full-on, idiot. And you may ask, this isn't a challenge video, This is just you playing PvZ while rambling about random thoughts at 9 p.m. on a Thursday. No, it's Wednesday. On a Wednesday night. And then I would say to you, yes. Why doesn't Dr. Zomboss just like invest in like a bunch of guns, right? And I get like he has like guns like soldiers and like paintball guns, but why doesn't he just like give all his zombies RPGs and then kill a bunch of unnamed civilians? Like, why doesn't he do that? I think about it, he doesn't care about casualties. Like, if he wants to get to me, he doesn't care how many plants or people he has to kill. So why doesn't he just like nuke the town? You know what I mean? Now, some of you may make a reference to a time he did attempt to do that or something, and then I'd say to you that, shut up, nerd. What? Nerd. And then you'd be all sad because your favorite content creator. I know I'm your favorite content creator. You know what I mean? It's called you a nerd, and you'd feel sad. But there's nothing wrong with being a nerd. You can be yourself. Unless you're a bad person, or your baby no money. Just kidding. That guy would never be himself. He just laughs too much. If I ever get a job, which I'm never getting a job, I've said how many times that I'd rather do many awful things than get a job. If I ever get a job, if this ever comes up as a reference, I'm like dead, bro. Like, what's my explanation? Like, so what did you mean when you said what is the most crackable Plants vs Zombies plan? And then I'll just be like, GG. I like to imagine that these walnuts just keep going, and then they hit like a child on a tricycle. Like hit a family of 5, full on slaughter, and then it's just like the youngest sibling who wore a hard hat is like the only one who survived. You know what I mean? Because like he's wearing a hard hat, so like he lives. When is the next in-depth lore video of PvZ where it's gonna be like Did you know in PVZ, Crazy Dave's left nutsack is actually Dr. Zomboss? Because I personally subscribe to that theory. Like, how you should subscribe to my YouTube channel, because honestly, you don't really get much, but like, it's like the thought that counts. You know what I mean? Like time zones, bro. Like time zones. Crazy Dave, if you can hear us, please save us, Crazy Dave. Crazy Dave, if you can hear us. Are these like explode nuts? Are these guys just like kamikaze pilots, if you think about it? Because they're willing to die for my cause, you know what I mean? They're very willing to die for my cause. Is that concerning? Are they very willing participants, or are they unwilling? Am I kidnapping babies and raising them to become soldiers? Do you think if in the PvZ world that they used potato mines in the Vietnam War? I once saw a video on my For You page of these two people arguing if party roses or vampire flowers armpits is better, and I genuinely think that humanity is doomed, and I honestly think that we might want to hit the restart button at some point. Some people fear World War III. I'm awaiting it, because just why do we do this? You know what I mean? But then I remind myself it's just time zones, bro. If the peas in pea shooter are flammable, does that mean if you set him on fire, like his insides just burn? Because like the insides of the pea shooter is just all peas, right? I think if that diagram is correct. Or would he just turn into a fire pea? But fire peas are she, so does that mean that technically I've just put gender affirming surgery on a pea shooter? Or is it like a chess situation where technically every piece except for the king is a female piece? So like, I mean technically plants are both genders, but like we use he and she in the PvZ franchise. So does that imply that plants cannot reproduce on their own in the PvZ franchise? Are the seeds from two different peas, or are they from one different pea? Or one pea, I mean. My personal belief is that Crazy Dave is the father. Also, how do the zombies reproduce? Because, like, I know in the lore, Dr. Zomboss created the zombies, and then they started, but are they technically just, like, a different breed of human? Because if so, officer, it wasn't necrophilia. And if so, does that mean, like, zombie is, like, a slur to them? Or is grayskin, like, a slur? Like, we gotta come up with more slurs for, like, the undead. Because if there's a zombie apocalypse, I need to be constantly spewing out, like, 13 different derogatory terms towards them. No particular reason, except to make me feel a bit better. You know, I'd feel like a bit happier about the zombie apocalypse if like I could just keep calling them grayskins. One day I'm gonna become the biggest a very big PvZ YouTuber like Brando, and then I'm gonna make a lore video about how Crazy Dave is secretly the father of every plant, and also Dr. Zomboss, and how this is technically a massive sibling rivalry. Do you think if you do poorly in a level, Crazy Dave abuses you like Fletcher from Whiplash? I just personally don't like grayskins. I'm sorry, is that a crime? If this ever is like a zombie apocalypse and like sentient zombies, I'm probably like, getting slimed out day one. I'm not even turned to a zombie, like absolutely just slimed out. Like full on gut rearranging conquest type of like slimed out. If you think about it, Plants vs Zombies is a harder game than chess. Because like time zones. If I ever become big, like I will never take a sponsorship, because like low key they kind of annoy me, and like, oh, what if you need money and stuff? Well, I'll worry about that when I switch up on my day ones. But until then, like Loca genuinely, I ain't doing a sponsorship because they piss me off. Like, why do I give a shit? And it's always ZocDoc. At the moment, it's always been ZocDoc. And I know, oh, in the last video, you also complained about fucking advertisements because they piss me off. They always piss me off because, like, I don't watch ads on purpose. Like, if I ever see an ad, I'm purposely, spitefully never going to buy that product. Like, even if it's like cures every single ailment, if you advertise it to me, I'm never taking it, because out of spite, I have to say, fuck you. You know, like some people like to spread like hatred and negativity on their platforms. Other people like to spread positivity. I want to spread pure neutrality, like pure, complete indifference. Whenever I upload a video, I want every comment to just be like some sort of passive aggressive like but statement. So it's like, this video is cool, but it's not as good as X content creators, or this video is like cool, but my wife just left me and took the kids, you know? Or, this video is great, but I also think you should kill yourself. You know, like, I just pure neutrality. We need to, like, even out the odds, you know what I mean? I can't have too much positivity. Or, if you can't think of anything to comment, just do a thumbs up. Just do a thumbs up emoji. It's the most neutral emoji I can think of. Or the neutral face. Either the neutral face or the thumbs up emoji. Also because my editor reads my comments, and I really want him to have a bad day. So if you, like, start to just say, this video is really cool, but the editing kind of sucks, that would make a great smile on my face. Mainly because I don't pay him, so he's gonna feel really shit. It's like an unpaid internship, you know what I mean? And he's never, like, I've made him have an infinite year contract. Like, there is no limit to the contract. He's signed up his soul to edit my videos. You know what I mean? And he's been hiding too long. You know what I mean? Put the most edifying editing effects on screen right now to just piss you off, editor. Because personally, I think you have been riding on my coattails for too long. Now, if you're wondering why I'm so mean, it's because I'm a tsundere, right? Now, what I've just done here is called reverse psychology, because now I said it, and a real tsundere would never admit that they're a tsundere. It means I am truly not a tsundere. I'm not talking about you. You're not my prince in this. I'm not a dare, soon dare. I have a jello heart, I'm not that mean. I'm not blushing, I was just rushing and forgot the sunscreen. I did just realise that the channel I have created, even if it does get popular, which it won't, you know, like, I have a higher chance of looking out my window and being killed by a fucking bee coming in my window, stinging me right through the brain, and then and then it takes on my mind, it goes in my mind, right, and then it takes over, like, my impulses, and then pretends to be me, right, and it is me, but, like, and it knows exactly what I did, because it's a smart bee, you know what I mean, and, like, you know what I mean, where am I going with this, anyway, then blowing up, right, but, like, I am such an uncollabable channel, because my upload schedule is so inconsistent. I am such a really unfunny person. Let's be real. You know what I mean? But no, next collab is with Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast, I know you just gave me $5 billion, but I can't wait the 5 minutes you are to get it. I miss my family. Wow. Do you think, like, a random, like, schoolgirl in Japan is like, you know, I really wish I was some roadman in the UK. You know what I mean? That's my spirit animal. You know what I mean? Probably. It's a big world out there. I mean, like, if you think about it, somewhere, someone is doing the thing that you're saying you're hypothetical, you know what I mean? There was a homeless man tweaking on Fen who was coming up with a hypothetical of someone's real life, you know what I mean? If you, like, hypothetically think about it. I mean, if you think about it literally, you think I'm a schizophrenic. But I am not crazy. I know we saw those numbers, 12, 16, one after Magna Carta. If I ever made such a mistake, never. I just couldn't prove it. Ooh, what's this note? Oh, this is a very suspicious note. I hope it doesn't have... Video over.